guys, we're back with another creepy video. But before we get started with it, join the Mermaid Gang where we suspend our disbelief. Tonight what we're going to be talking about is the witching hour, what it is, and I'm going to be telling you some scary stories that happen to people during the witching hours, which if you don't know are from like 3 to 4. I know that it's like 3 a.m. and people believe that the veil between our world and the paranormal is thinner at that time. I'm gonna more in depth explain to you exactly what it is. You might have never heard of it, and then I'm gonna tell you some stories that have happened to people during those hours. So again, make sure you join the Mermaid Gang because I spend my time creeping you guys out for entertainment. So if you like that kind of thing, just join, subscribe. So let's get started. In folklore, the witching hour or devil's hour is a time of night associated with supernatural events. Creatures such as witches, demons, and ghosts are thought to appear and to be at their most powerful. It's not actually that, they're not more powerful, it's just like the veil is thinner between the worlds. Black magic is thought to be most effective at this time. In Western Christian tradition, the hour between 3 and 4 a.m. was considered a period of peak supernatural activity due to the absence of prayers in the canonical hours. During this period, women caught outside without sufficient reason during this time were sometimes executed on suspicion of witchcraft. The phrase witching hour was first recorded in 1835. So that's what it is. That's where it came from. Now on to the story. The disconnected number. A few years ago, my brother would get a call on his cell phone around 2 or 3 a.m. every night. He would answer and it was this hellish sounding noise, like static mixed with screams. He changed his cell phone number after a month of this and it stopped. Then after a week or so, it began again. The exact same noise, exact same time. Finally, one day, he decided to dial the call. It was an old man that had no clue what he was talking about. Still, the calls persisted. If he didn't answer, it would call a few more times. No messages were left. He decided to say screw it, ended his contract with his phone company, switched to a new one, and then got another new number. You guessed it, the screaming static calls continued after a short delay. By this time, he was terrified every night, unsure why this was happening. He dialed the number again and got a different person. Around this time, he lost his job and his phone. The calls stopped, of course. His phone was disconnected now. One day, my mom asked me to listen to this weird message she got on our home phone. It was just the static screaming. We showed my brother and he was freaking out. He back dialed the number again and it said the number was disconnected this time. Never heard from it again after that. The lamp. A few years ago, one night at around 3 a.m., my wife and I were sleeping and I felt myself slowly waking up from a deep sleep. My eyes started lifting up and as soon as they were focused on the lamp on my dresser, it slid off and shattered on the floor. My wife and I quickly sat up and looked at each other, horrified at the startling noise. We agreed we would clean it in the morning and went back to sleep. The next morning when we woke up, the lamp was at the foot of the bed, about 5 feet from where it fell, completely intact and not broken at all. We are still trying to make sense of it. Bijou, what? So a ghost like knocked the lamp off and then fixed it? Down the stairs. The only 3 a.m. story I have is when I was in 4th grade. When I was little, I would always sleep with my door open. I went through a phase where I would wake up between 3 and 4 a.m. every night, and every single night I would hear footsteps walking up my stairs, around my living room, through my dining room, across the kitchen, and down the hallway. It's a busy little ghost. They would always stop right before my doorway, then turn around and go back into the basement. But one night they didn't stop. What I saw was a shadow of a little girl or boy, I couldn't tell, walk right into the front of my doorway, look at me for a few seconds, then walk away back down the stairs. I slept with the door closed the next night, and I hope all the other nights. No, thank you. Staring. My story begins about a year ago when I was sleeping in one of the rooms in my parents' house. I suddenly awoke in the middle of the night at exactly 3 a.m. I stared at my alarm clock when it suddenly turned 3:01 a.m. For some reason, I was staring out the window towards my neighbor's backyard. All of a sudden, their outdoor light turned on for about a minute or so before it automatically shut off. This was no ordinary outdoor light though. My neighbors had one of those sensory lights that automatically turned on when someone approached the door or got close to it, usually installed to keep away robbers. What was most interesting about this event was that no one was seen going in or out of their house through that door. If there was, I would have been able to see their shadows, but in this case, the lights just turned on for no reason. I did not think about the possibilities until after I woke up and until after I started hearing about 3 a.m. being the most spiritualistic time of day. It lurks. Ever since I was a child, I have had nightmares where someone drags me out of my bed. I wouldn't be able to talk or breathe. I know this is probably sleep paralysis. The thing is, I grew up Catholic and we have always had a fear of the devil. I always wake up at 3 a.m. and pray and or turn on my TV until it's 4. I used to joke that I had a demon following me to my friends because I always felt like someone was watching me. My dog used to bark at my closet in my childhood home. Last year, while visiting a friend, I made another joke about my demon haunting me, and right after I made the joke and walked away from the closet I was standing in, a bag fell from the top shelf right down to where I was standing. The next day, my friend and I took a picture together, and behind me was an orb-like flash with a clearly visible and ominous face. It made both of us cry. When I moved to my new and current place, things seemed to subside and I felt normal again, but now I'm having sleep paralysis again and waking up at 3 in the morning for fear of my life. As soon as I wake, I stare at one corner of my room because I feel like a presence is there. Even my fiance woke up and said he felt scared. He doesn't believe in the devil and said it's all in my head. Last night, I had another nightmare where I was trying to call out for help because I felt like something was going to drag me out of bed. I woke up and my fiance turned and looked at me and growled. I choked him and screamed, and he woke up very angry because he didn't know what was going on. He used to make fun of me and pretend to be a demon and do this, so I thought he was messing with me, but I was still so frightened. I know what his snores sound like and I know what I saw. I can't tell anyone because no one will believe me, but I fear for my life now more than ever. I am 12 weeks pregnant and so stressed out that I fear I will miscarry. I'm going to see a priest and practice penance and talk to him, but what should I do? Is this all in my head? Okay, I'm gonna read one more, and this one is called Watching Over. I've been waking up at 3 a.m. and not able to go back to sleep. I think someone is taking control of me. Sometimes I feel like someone is watching me. When I was 9, I heard someone follow me. I first started seeing her at my grandma's house, but I was so scared that I just ran to the room closest to me and closed it. I looked at my phone and it was 3:12 a.m. for me. Now it's 2016 and this has been happening to me for 2 or 3 years already. I am so scared to sleep and I like to stay up all the time with my friend on FaceTime. I FaceTime her when it's 3 a.m. because I don't want to be alone. I tell her to talk to me until it's 4:20 so that I can sleep. We end FaceTime and I try to go to sleep because I'm tired, but it doesn't work. All I was doing was closing my eyes, listening to music, and wake up feeling tired. Sometimes I would hear weird sounds like whispers or cracking noises. I would be so scared to go look. I remember I was in my bed and my door opened by itself. I just felt my heart drop. I would have my blanket over my face, but I could still see. Nothing happened because then the door closed and I kept my eyes open until everybody else was awake so I would feel safer. I didn't want to tell my mom about it because I didn't want her to think it was from me watching too many scary movies or think I was crazy. Please, I need help. I'm 12 years old. I'm a girl and I'm tired of not being able to sleep every time for being scared for what might happen. I want it to stop. I always have to keep a cross by me when I sleep or by me all the time. Okay, obviously with the younger girl, it was hard for me to read that crap because it was a little, you know, it was a little girl writing it. But ew. Yeah, you need to tell your mama, and y'all need to bless your house and yourselves, and that cross is not going to do anything for you if you don't bless your house. I'm sorry. Okay, so that was the last one. I know this video is probably shorter than my normal videos. I'm not sure. I actually have no idea until I'm done editing. If it is, sorry. Or let me know if you like them shorter. I don't know. My videos are normally like 20 minutes. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Should they be 10 to 15 minutes? 20 minutes? You let me know. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you had heard of the witching hour before now and what you think about it. And have you had any experiences during the witching hours? Please do not forget to like this video. It really helps me out. It really helps me if you comment. Subscribe, join the Mermaid Gang, where we suspend our disbelief. And thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. And we out.